this is part two. Decided to do it the same day. So yeah, my relationship with um my second relationship. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So hi guys, this is the second part of the last video. If you're not, go check out my channel and subscribe once you're there if you want. If you don't, it's a free world, free country, whatever you want. Well, free country, not free world. Well, is it really free? That's another episode. Anyway, uh, follow me on TikTok, Nikki Rules and Charlie CR in the coma and those things. My name's not Nikki. It's just that that's my way of supporting a creator on TikTok. So my at is Carlos Charlie 64. At Carlos Charlie 64. Want to follow me on Facebook? Go ahead, Carlos Ruiz. Or I don't remember the tag, the nickname. Sometimes it's easier, but it is what it is. Anyway, this CR session is brought to you by. I'm just kidding. Well, it should be brought. I have two people that are on board with being sponsors. So I'm kind of saying something I shouldn't, but y'all see. Anyway, my second relationship and how it happened and what happened in the end. I used to work in a flea market, in a food truck. We had a food truck in that flea market. We sold pizzas. Me and a guy that used to be my friend at the time. He's not in my life anymore, thank God. Anyway, we I met her because she went there to buy pizza, and she was this type of girl that would look at you, and she would look at you and look at you with this look like, "Hey, what's up?" Like checking you out type of look. If I were to explain, and I never had the balls to actually like do like that. Be like, "Hey, what's up?" I was always so nervous, and it sucked. Anyway, I told one of my other friends in the flea market about her, and he knew about the entire thing, that she was like checking maybe me or my friend out. It was a little bit of a mix. But one day she was sitting in his near his kiosk. Kiosk. I don't know. I think that's the way you say it. In his kiosk, and she says, "Oh, I want a Pepsi." So he goes to us and he's like, "There's a certain girl in my, sitting there with us over there, and she wants somebody to bring her a Pepsi. Who's gonna be the guy to send her the Pepsi?" And I just didn't think about it. I grabbed the Pepsi and went towards her, and I was like, "Somebody ordered a Pepsi," and she started laughing, and then he was like, "Yo, grab hands and start walking and start talking." Because he knew I was scared shitless type of guy, and she was being like also a little nervous. And fast forward, we spoke, had a great time. That first encounter, actually speaking. And there's more to it, but not so important. I may talk about this in another time. But fast forward, we do end up dating, and I always told my friend, "Yo, thanks to you, man, because you were the icebreaker in this entire situation." And she was like me, tall. She was tall, and she was very very beautiful, young girl, lady. And she was 20. I think she was 20, and I was 21. I think that's how it went. Yeah, she was already in 20, and I was a year older than her. And nothing. I mean, we just started going out. Then she wanted me to stay at her house, and I started staying there, even though I didn't, because she had a kid. And I was telling her, "Yo, I want the kid to get to know me first. I don't just want to pop in the house like I'm, Mr. King here. Like, no." And it took me a little bit, but I started staying in the house. The kid was very good with me too. He was very anxious, similar to me when I was younger. Um, Everything seems to be going cookies and cream. I mean, I was struggling work wise because I only had like the food truck job, It wasn't paying well. I started working another place and activities, and I started like job searching on on towns and trying to look for something more stable, better pay. It was a struggle. My car broke down. There was so many things happening that I was like, what the fuck? I mean, like, what the hell's happening, you know? But anyway, she was very open in telling me who her ex was, and she was very open about it. And I always noticed that did not end well. But I did notice that she was a woman, young. She was living with this man when she was 18 or 17, and I'm like, damn. She was like, yeah, I always wanted, to have a husband and have a house and all that. And I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I mean, I wasn't, I really didn't judge about it. But, she already had experience and having, living with a person I didn't. That was new for me. And I noticed something from the past: the phone, the goddamn phone. Technology, man, I'm telling you. Snapchat. What? She started putting the phone like that, the screen down, on silent, and if I grabbed the phone, she was right there, like, "What you doing?" And I was like, "I'm gonna call my father." I said, "All right, I'm sorry I didn't ask permission." I kind of understand that. Gotta respect, it's obvious. But the level of the intensity was always so off, always so so off, right? So I'm like, man, I really hope, I hope it's not what I'm thinking. So a few weeks passed, and we were going to somewhere. She was the one driving in her car, and this guy in this tow truck is like honking his horn and saying hi to her, and I saw when he was like doing this, like, who the fuck is that? And I look at her and I like, since when because you said you only have this friend and that girlfriend, and who that? Is that a uncle? Is that a cousin? And she didn't answer, and she put her car. It was a manual, and she put it on second, and she was like running and running. I'm like, yo, take it easy. We're about to crash. What you doing? And I'm like, yo, this is shady as shit. So now I'm like looking at this situation from a different perspective. I'm like, she's acting weird, man. And her family was the one saying that I had another girlfriend in my town because we lived pretty far, and that I probably sell drugs because I always dressed, like a fucking G Unit member, you know. And it, whatever. I don't got the balls to do that anyway. My mom, God rest her soul, taught me better. I think I was like a mama's boy if I think about it. And my mom was a saint. Anyway, like, Jesus. So one night we're sleeping, there was no power. So if a phone vibrates, you're gonna really like hear it or feel it a little bit, and we're sleeping in the same bed. The phone was going off, wah 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 wah, and I'm like, yo, what? Why is it doing that wah 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 all that much? I mean, what the fuck is going on? And I grab it and look to see if it's not an emergency or the mom or something, because you can see who's the name, if it's the mom, and the name I see is the name of her ex. So there, guilty as charged, I opened the chat. And the same thing happened again. He's, oh, why you're not answering me? That food that you did at your grandma's house was delicious. I just wanted to ask you if when you're gonna do that again. When he was like giving her compliments, and then I saw older messages of her talking to him the day that she said that she didn't have power in her phone, so she wasn't talking to me. She told me she couldn't text because she got no charge, but she was talking to him the whole time, even for like an hour or something like that. And she got up when I was sitting in the living room, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Well, somebody was writing to you when you were sleeping, and he was very worried about you." She was like, "Who?" And I said, well, you know who? This guy. And she looks to the floor, she looks to the sides, and all she says is, "Are you serious? Did you seriously check my phone? What is wrong with you? Why you That's private. That's my privacy and whatever and blah blah blah." And I'm like, you know what? I agree, but for the first time, fuck our privacy because you're supposed to be my girl and I'm supposed to be your man. I mean, my phone, you even kept my phone for a whole day when I was working, that I left it here. You even picked up calls and you even said you used my Facebook, and I never gave you no crap because you're supposed to be with me and I'm supposed to trust you and you're supposed to trust me. That does not mean that you can't grab my phone and just use it because you please. You should be able to. The phone is not worth more than you. But unfortunately, you don't share the same way of thinking. I do respect when somebody says, please respect it. So I respect it. But in this case, I mean, come on. Guys, the guys that are listening to me, you would have opened the damn thing. Or you would have been like, why is he texting at least? But I did it that way. And if it was wrong, I'm sorry. If it was right, it is what it is, right? So now, this entire thing just unfolds. And I leave. I don't talk to her. Then she comes looking for me where I used to live, and she was asking for forgiveness, and she admitted to have conversations with him and keeping a relationship of friendship. And I'm like, what? Backlash from the past. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna do the same thing again. I'm not. 2 days later, I did the same thing. I was like, okay, what a dumbass I was. I just Maybe I was so desperate I wanted it to work or what. I don't know, man. And here in Puerto Rico, they call us cuernu, and I'm sorry, man, it's crazy. I mean, because it were messages, and I read the messages, so I personally didn't see, you know, like a lot, just that they were talking. So I kind of like justified it, but I shouldn't. I should have just dumped her ass to begin with as well. But it gets better. I just decide to, keep the communication but keep distant. So now we're keeping distant. Now we are being, you know, like less talk, less text. I was just, I wasn't feeling well. So she decides to do the same thing and disappear. And the next day, she wakes up to her phone with a few messages from me, asking, "What are you doing? Why are you not answering? You're always on your phone." Like, this is incredible. Somebody is always on their phone, and then out of the blue, they don't use it no more, and then they're like, "Oh, I just left it there, and it had no battery." Whatever. Her little kid. We were driving. I was gonna take them to eat pizza. The kid wanted pizza. So I was like, yo, let's go get pizza, get some ice cream. Have a little day together. Let's go out. Let the kid have fun. Guess what? The kid says, hey, mom, when is this guy gonna come home again? She froze. She's like, shut up. What you talking about? You crazy? What? He haven't come home in years. And he was like, man, I drove to the house. We had a fight. She said leave. I looked at her and I said, well, that's that. That's that. I left. I left. Well, actually, she took me back. My car was broken down, so we were in her car anyway. I was getting my car fixed by that time. I was getting my car fixed by that time. So I came back and everything ended. And it is what it is, and those two relationships, I learned so much, even from myself, being such an idiot and not, making, standing up and being like, you know what, I don't deserve this. Bye. And I've learned, and it took me. I did not learn the easy way. I learned the hard way. I have to admit it. My third relationship, I have no, no. It was smoother because since the get go, I was so clear. Everything was fine. It just didn't work out. We just didn't really dig each other, and she had her own issues. I had mine, so it didn't work out. And I've been single for a few years already, and I feel kind of good being alone. I found peace being alone. I mean, the bird. I have him in the the kitchen. He's very uneasy. He or she. I still don't know if it's a female or boy. My bird. I don't know if you saw that video. Um, and as you guys can see, I'm no longer uploading on Spotify. I have a little bit of an issue with Spotify, and I stopped uploading on Spotify. So just if you didn't notice. Anyway, I've learned that those two relationships, when I was cheated on, and now I just live in a certain way, I act a certain way, and I learn how to be more responsible with myself and with the person who I ever end up speaking with. I still believe in being respectful. I don't believe in being unfaithful. I don't. I mean, I don't. My mom, she had a boyfriend, and I saw the way she suffered when he did, things wrong. And me as a son, seeing my mother suffer, it kind of had a little thing in me, and I said to myself, I'm never gonna do that to a woman. I mean, I'm never. I mean, nowadays the women are the ones that are being, if we go to cases, I don't know. My numbers are coming from social media, so my apologies. If you're a female, I'm not saying all women. If you're a man, I'm not saying all men, but grass majority, and it sucks because I said this to my boss today, when we love somebody, we don't want none of that to happen. We want to just care for them, love them, and unfortunately, the world we live in now makes it harder. Financial issues, social issues, politician issue, religion issue. That it, it sucks. So if you have somebody and you guys are actually, loving each other, and it's working out, yo, kiss her, kiss him, hug, and just be grateful, because it is a gift to have somebody like that, because there are people like me that don't have that either luck or still the opportunity hasn't presented itself, or maybe I was just put in this world to be alone. Whatever the case may be, everybody has their own, everybody with their own, like I say. And it is what it is at the end of the day. I love myself. I'm enjoying my peace, my loneliness. I'm good where I am. I'm focusing on doing this social media things and trying to work with TikTok, trying to do TikTok lives. I want to get into battles. I want to do all these new things, and I'm starting to do another music works on the side. I have another thing in the burner with my brother-in-law. A lot of things seem to be moving, and as my brother-in-law say, we have to pave. So everything in my life is working out better than I thought. Even though right now, as I'm speaking, I'm in a pinch, and it's the truth. But that doesn't mean that tomorrow is another day, another opportunity. We gotta take negative, turn it to positive. So don't forget that. Anyway, this video ends here. Now you guys know the story when I was cheated on, and a little bit of how I'm working it now and how it changed me. And if you are going through that now, the best advice I'm gonna give you: if you know something's wrong and you have no doubt something's wrong, make a concrete decision for yourself and take care of yourself and your heart and your energy. Don't give in and drinking alcohol, going crazy, getting mad. Because if somebody doesn't love you today, it doesn't mean tomorrow somebody else is not gonna knock on your door. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Stay up, people. Stay positive. And what else can I say? It is what it is, and everybody to its own. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Podcasts are not gonna be a regular thing. I'm gonna be dedicating myself to shorts. Stay tuned for the first short session. I'm just gonna be aiming at everywhere. So if you guys want to see more podcasts, please let me know. If there's nobody talking, I'm gonna keep moving around to see where am I gonna be more fitted. And I want to see if TikTok is a thing. I have people there. Racing. If you're watching, hello, buddy. Nikki, I doubt she's watching. She's always working. Greg, hi. uh, Bowler, hi. Harry K, hi. Hi to all of you. Kate the Great, Shawnee Caulfield, all these people. Then TikTok and YouTube, please. Come on. I'm here. I'm willing to do content, so you tell me. I'm willing to do whatever you want in content, except uh, challenges. I don't. I might do a challenge, maybe a food review. There's a world of possibilities, man. I'm gonna get a new camera next year, so a lot of things are gonna happen. So stay tuned. And I'm talking too much anyway. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. See you later.